Greetings, candidates, and welcome to the lesson. The subject is leadership and management. In our today's session, the topic is leadership and strategic change. In our today's session, we are going to discuss reasons why formal change programs fail. We will discuss reasons why formal change programs fail, and the first reason is loss of focus. Loss of focus. Now, candidates, change is often not a one-off process. It's not a one-off process. Why? Because it requires an ongoing series of initiatives and may cover several years. However, the risk is that the initiatives may be seen by employees as change rituals that signify very little. And there is also the risk that the original intention of change program becomes eroded by other events taking place, for example, redundancy programs, and so on. So when a company introduces change, there is a risk of loss of focus from the initial intended objective of the change to other series of programs that may follow as a result of change. Another reason why change programs fail, is due to what we call reinterpretation. Reinterpretation. Now, candidates, the attempted change may become or may be reinterpreted according to the old culture. Remember when we discussed earlier on, we said that one thing that also needs to change when introducing changes is the way things are done in the company. There has to be change in the mindset of employees, the change in the way things are done, the change in the culture, and so on. So, formal change programs may fail where employees interpret things based on the old culture. That can be a reason for failure of formal change programs. Number three, the third reason is what we call behavioral compliance. Behavioral compliance. Behavioral compliance. Now, candidates, there is a danger that people may appear to comply with the changes being pursued in the change programs without actually buying into it. So the change agents may think they are seeing change, but actually the change could just be superficial compliance. All right? Behavior is outside. People may, from the outside, appear to be changing or effective changes, but that may be just superficial compliance. So that can also be a cause for failure of formal change programs. Behavioral compliance. Another reason could be death by planning. Death that is occasioned by planning. Now, what do I mean? Candidates, the continuous stream, or we can say the continuous stream of proposals and reports, or we can say the emphasis. The emphasis may be put on planning the change programs rather than delivering it. So there could be a lot of emphasis on planning. And we all know that planning, candidates, is predetermining courses of action. So there could be a lot of emphasis on the planning stage of change. And there could be continuous stream of proposals and reports and meetings, each one requiring agreement among managers that are expected to help in the effecting of the change. There could be subcommittees being set up, project teams being set up, working groups that may be set up to examine problems and so forth. And the result can be what we call an analysis paralysis. That may end up in what we call analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis, and the candidates, the discourse about change rather than delivering of change is what we're referring to as the analysis paralysis. And these candidates may be linked to the, because of the many meetings and the many discussions, that can be linked to the politicization of change programs, where meetings about change become forums for debate and political game playing. So formal change programs may fail because of analysis paralysis or death by planning. The fifth point is scrutiny and resistance. Scrutiny and resistance. What's the meaning of this? Candidates, those promoting change in an organization, are likely to face either scrutiny or resistance to the change programs. They may face resistance or critical scrutiny of the change programs. And often, the response to this is to see such behavior as negative and destructive. Now, when initiating change, managers should expect either critical scrutiny of the change programs, or managers may experience resistance by the employees. And sometimes the managers may see this critical scrutiny or resistance as being destructive, as being negative, and so on. And it can, on the other hand, be seen as ways in which change recipients in the organization are engaging with the changes that is likely to affect them. So they are likely to question change and evaluate it in terms of its significance on them. So that's what may happen. Employees or the recipients of change are likely to ask questions on how the change programs are likely to affect them, and that is natural. And even if resistance occurs, that may be kept as an agenda for change on the table, resistance to change. Moreover, resistance that is explicit is more capable of being addressed than that which is passive or covert. So those managing the change programs need to see scrutiny and resistance as a basis for engaging others in the change program. And if that is not done, then that can be a cause of failure of formal change program. The last point is disconnectedness. 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 How is disconnectedness cause for failure for formal change program? How is it? How does it lead to failure of formal change program? Candidates, people affected by change may not see the change program connecting to their own reality. And the senior executives who are proponents of change might not be seen to be credible in terms of understanding the realities on the ground. And therefore, or even perhaps, new systems and initiatives introduced may be seen out of line with the intentions of the intended change, where people may see that the changes, they do not connect directly to the effects of the changes that are being introduced. So these are some of the problems of formal change programs. These are not the only ones. There are more points. In our today's session, we've covered just 6. Number 1, loss of focus. Number 2, reinterpretation. Number 3, behavioral compliance. Number 4, death by planning. Number 5, scrutiny, misreading scrutiny, and resistance, where managers misread scrutiny, mislead scrutiny. Scrutiny is not bad, but where employees critically scrutinize the changes that are being introduced, and where managers do not take it positively, then that can lead to failure of formal change programs. Then lastly, disconnectedness. So these are 6 points. Thank you for attending. We will continue to learn more in our next lesson. God bless you. Bye-bye.